Unlocking the $750 question. Will Big Time's Mystery Box unlock unprecedented digital rewards or lead to unexpected gaming disappointment? Today, we're going to cover how does this compare to the last Mystery Box sale, the odds of securing a coveted Time Warden, and a bonus. Stick around till the very end where I'll be giving around 5 more Big Time preseason invite codes, the only way for new players to join right now. GM to all the new faces and returning strategists. Before we get to the critical updates, a quick disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. You can lose money with crypto and NFTs. Also, the crypto world moves fast. Always double check the latest updates before making any decisions. Let's start with the basics. The next sale is on the horizon, set for December 15th, 9 a.m. EST, a mere 11 days since the last sale on December the 4th. An alarming turnaround. It raises a lot of questions. As much as I have concerns, this topic deserves its own discussion, so I'll be diving into that in a future video. But for now, let's zoom in on the upcoming sale. The price is at $749.99 with a limited run of 4,000 units. That's a potential of $3 million in revenue for the Big Time name, or nearly $3 million. Let's unpack what this means for players and for the market. So what sets the sale apart from its predecessor beyond just price and quantity? The key lies in a shift in rarity odds. We're seeing an upgrade in the potential going up a few tiers, being able to snag items from epic to exotic, elevating both the minimum and the floor tiers by one notch. The team at Big Time is tapping into our, let me say, degen inclinations, dangling the inclusion of, again, the Time Warden in the second item pull. Chances are at 7.75 for a rare and 1.25 for the epic Time Warden. It looks like there might be a chance for non-botting players like ourselves. They've implemented new anti-bot measures, restriction on purchase quantity per account, and it's a promising step, but will it be enough to outmaneuver the botters? This remains to be seen, but the bigger question is the higher price tag worth it? Before we jump into the Festive Jackpot Mystery Box, let's look at how the previous mystery boxes are doing. Starting with the last sale, the Tinkerer Mystery Box is currently trading at $550. That's above its initial sale price of $499.99. With the Fabricator Box, on the other hand, it's hovering around $339, a mere $10 shy of the original $349.99 tag, a subtle dip. Now, far and above our best performer is the Paragon Mystery Box, with its price soaring to an impressive $2,650, reaping a whopping $1,900 profit over its $749.99 cost. The secret is going to be in its scarce supply of only 1,000 mystery boxes, coupled with the tantalizing chance to unearth exotic and transcendent assets, a rarity that few other mystery boxes in the past have offered. Let's dive deep into the core of our analysis, expected value, or EV. For my regulars, you'll be familiar with this, but for the newcomers, let's dive into this crucial concept. EV is our guiding star determining whether buying a festive mystery box is actually worth it. It's about weighing the current market value with each potential item against the likelihood of actually finding it inside the box. But remember, EV isn't about finding the fortune hidden inside the box. It's an aggregated potential across multiple openings. We're on the hunt for positive EV compared to the box's price tag. In essence, we're betting that over time and multiple openings, the combined value of the probable loot will outstrip the cost of the boxes. But here's the catch. It's a statistical prediction and not a guarantee, so luck has a huge role to play, and the risk is steep if a player runs into a streak of bad luck and doesn't have the bankroll to endure it. This risk-reward balancing act is why you see seasoned whales continuing to invest in banking on the law of averages to align with EV if they run into bad luck and don't see the average EV that they're expecting. In simple terms, just keep buying until they are at a profit, as long as the EV continues to be profitable and positive. So here are all the floor prices that I'm currently using. Reference this later because prices are currently shifting, especially heading into a sale. Now, onto the EV details of our Festive Mystery Box. The first item, EV, stands at an eye-opening $752.10, soaring at $219.47 above the Tinkerer Mystery Box's first EV, which was previously $532.63. This increase aligns with the Festive Mystery Box's higher price point, which is $250 more than its predecessor. But what about the EV of the secondary slot, including the time crystals and other items? It clocks in at $230.21, marking a notable $55.93 rise from the last sale's second item EV of $174.28. So when we piece these numbers together, the total EV for the Festive Mystery Box climbs to an impressive $982.31. But let's pit this festive box against the sale price of $749.99 and against its calculated EV. What we find is a promising positive EV of $232.32, edging out the previous sale EV of $206.91. But let's not shy away from the potential downside. In a less fortunate draw, the lowest value you can encounter in a box is $101.75. That's a stark contrast with the potential shortfall of $648.24. This high variance in this game means the risks are high. Let's delve into the main draw for many, the chance of securing a Time Warden. The breakdown of the odds for each rarity: Stellar Epic Time Warden is at a 10% drop rate, the Astral Legendary 6%, Celestial Mythic 2.5%, Galactic Exalted is at 1%, and the Interstellar Exotic is at 0.5%. This means there's a cumulative 20% chance of landing a Time Warden in your first item. For the second item in the box, the odds shift slightly, and also there's not as many Time Wardens, but here is the breakdown. The Meteoric Rare Time Warden is at 7.75, and the Stellar Epic Time Warden is at 1.25. This gives a 9% chance of finding a Time Warden in the second slot. Let's tackle the big question: what is the likelihood of missing out on a Time Warden entirely? Currently, it stands at a 72.8% chance. This translates to a 27.2% chance of snagging any Time Warden. And for those that are lucky, there's a slim 1.8 chance of striking gold with 2 Time Wardens in one box. To put this into perspective, the previous Fabricator box offered more generous odds at 44.34% for a Time Warden against today's 27.2. However, this box brings to the table higher tier rarities, pushing up the potential for both bigger risks but also greater rewards. Now, how many Festive Mystery Boxes might a person need to open to get a Time Warden? So when you do the math, it averages out to 3.68 boxes, which essentially means opening around 4 boxes to hit the mark. Curious about doubling up on a Time Warden? The odds suggest that you're going to need to venture to about 55.56 boxes, and rounding that up, that's approximately 56 boxes to get 2 Time Wardens in one box. It's critical to remember the laws of probability don't guarantee a Time Warden every 4th box. Your luck is a big piece of this, and Lady Luck is a fickle mistress. Looking back at previous sales, the increased supply could lead to a shift in prices. With more players listing items, the EV could see a downward trend, which is just classic supply and demand. However, the last sale saw something interesting. As the sale neared, the rarity of higher tier items snapped up, boosting the floor value. And increasingly, even as prices for lower tiered items dip slightly, those higher rarity items surge, pushing up the overall EV right before the sale. Looking ahead, we can see 2 scenarios: a decrease or a surprising increase in floor values as the sale approaches. Let's crunch the numbers. If the floor value drops by 15% just before the sale, the total EV could adjust to $847.62, still maintaining positive EV of $97.63. But if floor rises by 15% in the opposite directions, the EV could soar to an impressive $367.01. After being in crypto for a long time, personally, I'd rather prepare for the worst and be more conservative. So here's what I'm planning. The budget amount that I have for big time is currently at its max and is tied up in assets that I need to climb the leaderboard to the next tier. That said, if I had the funds, I would probably pick up 1 to 2 to flip within 10 days. And why 10 days, you might ask? Because Big Time's trend is going towards shorter time frame between mystery box sales during round 2. The Paragon mystery box sale was on 10/14 and was the only sale during leaderboard round 1. The Fabricator mystery box was over a month later on 11/20. Going to the Tinkerer mystery box, the sale was down to 2 weeks exactly later on 12/4. This brings us to the Festive mystery box upcoming sale, which is 11 days later on 12/15. That's 3 mystery box sales already for event round 2. And because the team doesn't seem like they're going to be stopping anytime soon, if I got a festive box, I'd be looking to flip within 10 days, looking for an opportunity within the first or second day, because all it takes is another mystery box sale from the team to ruin a potential flip. That's where I stand with the Festive Jackpot Mystery Box. There's a bunch more that I want to talk about, so stay tuned for a future video on that. But in the meantime, just take a good look at your options, think about how the market's playing out, and remember, go with what works for you and what you're comfortable with risking. If you enjoyed this video, depending on when you see this, watch this old or potentially new video on my concerns about Big Time.